Hi, folks. This is Alicia, and welcome to another episode of the Psychic Roundtable. Now, this time joining me should be tonight Wade McMorgan, Matt Bennett of Deep Heart, Angel Lynn, Simone of Willow Tree Readings is already here, as well as Thor, our mystical researcher and psychic vampire, and possibly, maybe, Yumi from Ancient Connections, but fingers crossed on that one. And then Nicole and Sparrow Healing Energies Antoinette should be in the comments tonight. Now, this episode is about the Akashic Records and what that is. And we're also going to do a quick sidebar on how paintings and pictures and things like that can actually be portals and gateways for dark energy, negative entities, things like that. But the Akashic Records are, for lack of a better term, a compendium of all knowledge everywhere that's happened. A lot of people just say human knowledge, but that's selling it short. It is everywhere. All the thoughts, experiences, knowledge, everything. It's all housed on a spiritual plane. Think of it like a giant cloud, a giant digital cloud, or a giant library. And the neat thing is we all have our own books. We have our own files that our soul has lived. Each lifetime has a book. Bad part about this is entities can read your Akashic records. And so let's say you were a badass sorceress or sorcerer in many lifetimes, but right now you're a waitress at Denny's just trying to pay rent. You don't know why things are happening. That's another reason I always say you really need to get your Akashic records read or find a way to do it yourself. There is a group of transcendental meditationists who actually know how to do this. They know how to go meditate and go up and read everything and come back down. One of the big ones for Akashic Records was America's sleeping prophet, Edgar Cayce. But without further ado, I am going to pull on Simone. She's waited long enough. Hey, Simone.
Hi.
Awesome. So how are you doing today?
I am good and a little bit better now that I know my 16-year-old has gotten home.
Good. I'm glad.
My dog's about to go nuts.
Well, now you know what the subject is on today, correct?
I do. I don't know a lot about the Akashic Records, and I'm hoping to be able to learn a lot from this today.
Well, it looks like hopefully Matt will be able to make it on here. He's messaging me right now. So give me 1 second here. I'm going to have you introduce yourself and talk about yourself a little bit. Okay?
All right.
Cool. All right. I'll be back.
Hi, I am Simone. I do tarot readings, oracle readings. I can do some healing, but I've not really worked on that too much outside of anybody that is not in my family, so it comes a little bit easier. That's definitely something I am learning and working towards. And I'm the owner of Willow Tree Readings, so if you ever want a reading, reach out.
Okay, come on. All right. Looks like Wade is going to be a little bit late to the party. He thought it was Friday, not Thursday. And Matt is trying to get logged in now. So keep talking about stuff. Talk about your day, Simone. Yep, do it.
My day, listen, my 40 hour that I got going on is, will you stop, child?
Oh, I love having you.
Thank you. I appreciate the chocolate checks candy or cereal candy, whatever, same thing. It's all sugar. It's candy.
Diabetes in a box.
Diabetes in a box. Candy.
Not quite.
No, not quite.
I can make that joke. I'm diabetic.
I know you're diabetic, so you're allowed to make that joke. I work with infants under the age of 1.
That's awesome, dude. Why didn't you tell me that? That's pretty cool.
I don't, just because it never, one, I do like to keep where I work personal because I do work with children. So The safety issues, yes. And then, but the other main reason is that by the end of the day, I'm so exhausted. I'm over it because normally, sometimes we have more, but for the most part, there are 8 infants in my room.
Oh, wow.
And they are, right now, they are ranging from, I think, 7 months to 2 months.
Good Lord. Okay.
Yeah. It's a lot of diapers.
Yeah, just a bit.
I thought I was done with those. Leave my markers alone, child. No buts. Leave my markers alone. That every once in a while your mother gets something that is just hers. Leave my markers alone. Hi. Ow. Why the bite? I love you too.
Well, sounds like you have a very lively household, which is awesome.
Very much so. It is never-ending chaos, but
more to love, right? Okay. So I'm not sure where everybody's at. If it's just you and me, we're probably going to end at like the 60-minute mark max because I can't talk that long.
I can't either. For lack of a better way of putting it, it's very much so like pulling teeth trying to get me to talk sometimes.
I know.
One-on-one setting, I'll talk your ear off. We're good, but
nah, I know. I get it. Believe me. No, Matt's messaging me like, I'm like, no, you hop on now. And he's like, hey, we got Wade.
Come on.
All right, we got Wade. We got the Pisces on. All right, here we go. Hey, Wade.
Hi.
How you doing over there?
Can you hear me all right? Awesome.
Okay. So, Wade, introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself and the projects you're working on.
I am a Pisces. We're awesome.
Yes.
And let's see, I have been in the craft for about 30 years.
Okay.
And at the moment, I am working on a variety of books. One of them is an herbal, which is my magnus opus on the subject. And after a bit of a rough year last year with some health problems and an OR fiasco, I decided to put that to the side and work on something that I felt was more immediate. So I decided to start a book on a woman named Margaret Murray.
Ooh.
Who has been just dragged through the mud by scholars for basically 100 years.
Jesus. That is a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us a little bit about the book.
Well, I started just I started by reading her books, obviously, and then comparing and contrasting them with what her academic detractors were saying. And I came to the general conclusion that really the only thing they really had against her was the fact that she's a woman. And she advocated for a pagan witch cult in the Middle Ages, because if she had made a satanic witch cult, they wouldn't have said 2 words about it. Because a variety of modern scholars have actually advocated for exactly that, and no one has batted an eye about it.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's like just loads of hypocrisy and irony, just layers and layers.
And I apologize. I'm being distracted. I'm basically messaging everybody else that's supposed to be hopping on. By the way, guys, Angel Lynn is not coming on. She's sicker than sick. So let's all send some healing wishes toward her, as well as Destiny, who has COVID. Yeah, she just can't get a break. Matt should be on pretty soon, though. Now, Wade, I was really happy to hear that you were going to be able to be on this cast, and not to be insensitive to what you just said. I did listen and I did hear you, and I think it's absolutely awesome what you're doing. Thank you for shining a light on that. But you always seem to know so much about these different fringy esoteric areas, and I always love bringing in an experienced perspective.
Sometimes.
Okay.
Sometimes.
You know the subject for tonight, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Now, the Akashic Records was already pre-planned because it's a wonderful subject. It's an amazing subject. There's just so much to cover about it. But recently at the shop, we've had some stuff come up this week, and I did not realize that it wasn't readily known that photos, paintings, different stuff like that could be doorways and gateways to dark energies and entities that they could actually hop through. I did not know people did not know that.
Well,
so
not just dark, but entities in general.
Mm-hmm. Well, the good entities we don't mind, but the dark ones are a little bit problematic, and we ran afoul of that this week. So we had a couple people come in, and they're like, "Hey," and we're like, "So you visited all these different places?" "Oh yeah, we took lots of pictures." Do you still have those? Because these people are now having issues in their home. What happened? They brought it home.
Oh,
and they've
really?
got little kids. Yeah, one has a 6-year-old who is now having issues. And so we're like, okay, so do you still have the pictures? And they're like, yeah. You might want to just, put those in some sort of binder and, tape them up and lock them down. Wait a minute. Things can get through that? Same thing with automatic drawing. So if you're trancing out painting, you can actually bring stuff through that way. Stuff like that.
Yeah, and tarot cards.
That is true, yes. So I'm going to have you talk a little bit about that, Wade, before we hop to the Akashic Records. And I'm getting another message.
Well, basically anything that can, cast an image can serve as a doorway. Mirrors are an extremely good example because they reflect and refract light. They bend it, and it creates an optical depth that can be used not only in scrying but for denizens from the other world to hop on through. I've heard of cases of fairies coming through that way.
I don't know about you, but I'm not. The elementals are nice and all, but I don't know. They're too tricky for me to work with.
Yeah, better kept at a distance. So I'm honestly surprised that you don't see this more often in books, but people should really practice locking their mirrors.
Now, describe to me how you do that. I know how I do it, but I would like to hear it from you. I mean, you've got 30 years in this.
Well, it can be as simple or as complicated as you like. It just depends on what you're cool with doing. You could smudge it with an incense, like a protection incense or a binding incense. You could dress the frame of the mirror with a protection potion that has some ground cloves in it. That's a really good way. Florida water would work for some people. Some people just like I saw one person use a technique a few weeks ago where they just licked the tip of their finger, drew a pentagram on the mirror, and visualized turning a key as it was sort of locked with chains visually. Mhm.
Now, an old friend of mine who I wish would come on here, but he's completely left the area. He won't have anything to do with it. Mike Bales. His craft name used to be Draco Workin. Crazy dude, but really awesome teacher, and he knew a lot of stuff. What he told me to do, because a lot of my clientele and myself were spiritual freelancers, we don't actually subscribe to one set. And what he said was, you draw a circle with a line through it, the close symbol.
Oh, yeah.
You can use oil, you can use spit, whatever you want to do, but you draw it right on that mirror. Lock it down.
Yes, symbols have more power than we give them credit for.
Yep. Well, and then
people think that something's modern, it can't be used in the craft, which is completely backwards thinking.
Yeah.
If a symbol has a meaning, it can absolutely be used. I mean, the power symbol that you see on computers nowadays or on remotes can be used properly to give someone or a situation more energy.
Actually, that's a really neat idea.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. Put that in your book, Wade.
Mm-hmm. Or the pause symbol can be used to put the kibosh to someone.
Okay. That's actually really, really cool. I never would have even thought about that. I don't do a lot of spell work, but that's pretty nifty.
Yeah, like just take something like a pen and carve it on a candle and light it.
Pause.
I'd just an oil though.
Okay. I like
Maybe
that.
musk oil.
Musk.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Musk is I want to say musk. I mean like the synthetic fragrance oil. It's used to motivate a situation.
You need to do a book of correspondences, Wade. I'm really gonna want to read that, just so as you know. How far along are you on those?
There's a good one that's not too bad by Lex Rorzan.
Okay.
And
Going to Amazon now.
Yeah, I'm spacing on the title of it though. But it has sort of a yellowish cover.
What is the author's name?
Lexa Rorzan, Lexa, and Roseanne is just Rosean.
Okay. The Encyclopedia of Magical Ingredients?
Yes.
Swanks. Okay. Cool. Copy link. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that in this. No, not that. Okay. Elena, does the same apply for, hold on, here we go. Does the same apply for digital pictures like on your phone? From what I've seen, yes, actually it does. But Wade and Simone?
My perspective may be different because I've been to haunted locations and I've taken pictures and I've caught orbs, but all I can say is that nothing has come about them. I haven't personally experienced anything.
Okay.
As far as that goes with me, I much like you would lock mirrors down and windows down and everything, doorways. I also will lock down my TV, my phone screens, my kids' phone screens, because they are mirrors as well.
Mm-hmm.
So for digital pictures, I would say, yeah, just because, I mean, I took a trip to Bali not that long ago, and anytime I would go back through those pictures to show some of my friends, I kept feeling like something was trying to push its way through, especially since we went to a lot of spiritual areas.
And there's a lot of stuff that you don't even see with your naked eye or with your sight right away because you're focused on everything else, but then it's there and it's like, hi, hi, let's go home with you. It's like, no, we're good. You stay over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the old Walmart, the old blue light special at Walmart or Kmart. They just see it and they're just attracted to you.
Yep.
And they just hitch a ride.
Oh, gosh.
So they
Okay.
often say that when you go to a cemetery, leave an offering, but when you leave, you shouldn't look back. The ancient Greeks used to, when they would scry at the Temple of Delphi, there's a scrying chamber, and they would smudge themselves with, I think it was sulfur, to purify themselves, because even so much as scrying was believed to have been contact with the dead.
Really? I mean, I suppose that's, yeah, that would be right. I guess you just don't really think about it, huh?
Mm-hmm.
That's cool, though. Well, I remember at one point I was doing some research. I'm kind of helping my dad write a book about mediumship because he's been for like 50 years. And, it's like, all right, Dad, just I'm going to ask you questions. You tell me, I'll type it down. But no, I was doing some research on the background, and apparently mediumship does fall under necromancy.
I can see that.
No, and I told my dad that. I'm like, so Dad, you're now a necromancer. He's like, cool. But, I did put the link to that book in the comments. That way people can go grab that for correspondence. Now, Akashic Records. I'm going to pull us back to the main topic for the evening. Wade, tell me what you know about it.
I don't know a great deal about it. Just a very general synopsis is that the Akashic Records are basically the knowledge of everything that has been and everything that will be, and that you can tap into this knowledge through clairvoyance or other sort of readings or mediumship.
Okay. Have you ever tried it? Have you had your Akashic Records read? Anything like that? I figured you've been around this area long enough. You have to have dabbled with something somewhere.
I have not actually. The most I get involved with it is just tarot reading.
Okay. Spiral Healing, Antoinette Brown says, hello. Hi, Antoinette. Thanks for coming on. I appreciate it. Oh, Antoinette, do you have any experiences with reading or visiting the Akashic Records? I always want to hear from other people. And Simone, you said that you don't have a lot of experience with it, correct?
No. I've heard about it before and thought it was something that I would want to look into and do more research on. That was probably about 2 years ago, and I still just have not picked it up at all.
There's a lot going on. Now, Matt Bennett, he said he's actually had quite a bit of experience with the Akashic Records. He should be here in just a little bit. He's indisposed. I won't be mean. I won't tease him while he's not here. I'll do it after he gets on. But no, the Akashic Records are really interesting because, yes, it is a great big, think of it like a digital cloud of everything that's ever been experienced, felt, seen, thought, known, all of it. And most people, it was big in the Theosophy Society, like Madame Blavatsky and all that stuff. But they tend to channel it just toward Earth, which I think is underselling it. Because it's everything. But the nifty thing about the Akashic Records is each person has their own file of every place their soul's been. Every life is a book. You can go up and read them. You can go
Matt's in backstage. Sorry.
What? Yeah,
Matt's in okay.
But he's not coming up. It's all white.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
Sorry, I got a message up here. I wasn't sure if you knew. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Go for it. That's fine. But no, it's like, Matt, buddy, homie. Okay. All right. Well, when he de-whites, hold on. Where you at? All right. I just messaged him saying, need you to actually put your picture on there. Anyway, the other thing I've run into that I was really surprised about, and yes, you can go in and read your own files, but one of the things I was really surprised and disconcerted about, entities can actually read your records. We carry the energetic blueprint on us, on our soul. So, let's say you were really awesome in your past lives or whatever. You're just a waiter or a waitress working at Denny's trying to pay the rent now. And they're like, hey, and you're like, I don't know what's going on over here, but no, So that was another thing I wanted to know if you guys had any experience with entities coming to you going, oh, well, this, and that. And you're like, I have no recollection of that.
Oh, no.
No? Okay.
Not personally, no.
I'm feeling something about your relationship with your crush M in your lovely life. Can you message me for your reading, my dear sis? Wow, scammers already.
My God. I had so many of those, it's not even funny.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
But they usually begin with grand rising. I mean, who even talks like that?
I don't know. Okay, block user. There we go. And delete comment. Okay. There we go. Well, Antoinette, someone is attempting to fish you for a psychic reading. And this is Matt over here. He's just circling and circling and circling. Hold on. Talk amongst yourselves. I'm going to go see what I can do on the tech side. This will be interesting. I'm not super tech.
I'll give you a topic. The Prince of Tides was neither about princes nor tides. Discuss. And please tell me you got that reference. Linda Richmond, Coffee Talk. Mike Myers, SNL.
I am here, but I am also trying to see what's going on. So, all right, water signs, be watery, talk amongst yourselves. I'll be back. Okay, I'm backstage waiting. Can't even hear shit.
That's the problem is it sounds familiar, but I cannot recall it at all.
It's more of like a early 90s SNL skit.
Let's see here.
I would have been a baby then.
Oh.
Ouch.
Oh.
Just twist.
Here, you want your knife back?
Okay. Now, I remember something vaguely. I didn't watch a lot of SNL. Mainly, Dad wasn't really super into it. And yeah, that kind of stuff. I did love Mad TV, though. That one was.
Oh, Mad TV was awesome.
Dude, I wish it was still around, but of course it would have offended everybody. Right now, it would be super offensive.
You couldn't get away with shows like that nowadays.
No, you can't. God, what was the other one? Jim Carrey, In Living Color. You remember that one?
Yeah, that was so good.
Dude, no. Oh, my God. They would be canceled so fast. Dude, I'd be like, oh, my God. You know, I think they would, like, throw the net over all the actors and the producers. All right, Matt's. Hold on. Matt, you there?
Yep, I'm here.
Wow. Okay, shirtless today.
Sorry.
That's
been
right.
working on the house today. I told you it was going to be an interesting show.
That's okay. We got to boost the ratings somehow. All right.
It'll either boost the ratings or it'll scare the people away. Either way.
We're gonna need to start dancing, Matt. Start dancing. You gotta get some music going. Yeah. All right. Good job. Yeah.
There you go.
Elena, my dad got me hooked on Monty Python instead of SNL. Whoo, Monty Python.
Same.
Okay. Whew. Now, Monty Python was hard for me to get into. Anybody else?
I liked it.
I liked it too.
Really? God, it was hard for me to get into. I just.
It's just a guy thing.
No more.
Yeah. I'm still eventually going to get a t-shirt with that rabbit on it, though.
Holy hand grenade. Yeah.
God, I need a house with better lighting.
Now, I'm seeing that you're blurring out your background. How do you do that, Wade?
Well, I go to settings.
Mm-hmm.
And there should be some choices. One of them is blur, and you can even add your own background, which I haven't looked into yet. I might do that in the future if I find something cool enough.
Well, I'm gonna probably try my own backgrounds after the Cryptide episode, which is next week, because I've got a really cool backdrop. It's a spooky forest for it. So, and I got a little bit of
I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I had a question. Sorry.
Go, fire away.
I was just wondering if you did that on your computer, or was that available from your phone?
It's just through the SteamYard setup.
Oh, through the SteamYard. Oh, okay. It's in SteamYard. Okay, I'll have to check that out. Where do you? Interesting.
It should be under settings.
Okay. Cool.
But yeah. Anyway, got a spooky forest backdrop on the way and my Mothman hoodie. Well, poncho. It's gonna have the little antennae. I'm looking forward to it. Beth Coles. Hello, everyone. I love that movie. Awesome. Wow. All right. Well, Matt went to go put on a shirt, apparently. The ratings were not up enough for him to keep his shirt off. But yeah. So.
God, I need better lighting in this house. I look so red.
You don't look that red. Okay, you're back on, Matt.
Sorry about that. I'll stop messing with the settings now. I just want to have the cool blurred background. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name, sir.
Wade.
Wade, nice to meet you.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, yeah, you know what? Everybody go around and introduce themselves. I forgot that Wade hasn't been on with you guys yet.
No, he has not.
I apologize.
Yeah.
Well, actually, wait, no. He's been on with Simone before. I remember that. Okay, so Matt, you're the odd man out because you took that time and snubbed us because we weren't good enough for you. I know. It's okay.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened, hon.
All right.
So I'm Matthew Bennett. I run Des Moines Paranormal Activity Research Team when I can. Kind of an intuitive. I don't really know what to call myself nowadays. It's kind of evolved into information facilitator, life coach, blah blah blah. Wherever I'm needed, I guess. So that's pretty much what I empath, along with other things. Seems like new things are popping up every day. So, and what about you? Do you run a paranormal team here in town? No.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Oh no. I just live in a small town. I have been a witch for about 30 years.
Okay.
I am devoted to the Gardnerian path.
The what path?
The Gardnerian path.
I'm not familiar with that.
Oh, have you heard of Jared Gardner?
Yeah, I know. I'm familiar with some of the Gardner methods. Yes.
Yeah, it's the tradition that descends from him and the New Force Coven that initiated him.
Okay, nice. Very cool.
Let's see. I am also working on a variety of books on the subject. I was working on my magnum opus, which is about herbal magic, until I had a bit of a health scare last year. So now I'm writing a book on Margaret Murray, who was basically, she's been dragged to the mud by scholars for about 100 years now, just basically for being a woman.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they have put words in her mouth, accused her of saying things she never actually believed, and worse.
Wow. I just don't understand people and their lack of willing to learn, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it's because of the scholars having basically railroaded this woman that she has a very negative reputation amongst the craft, when it used to be that her books were part of the core reading material. but it's basically verboten now to even mention her name.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, Ravenclaw. Gosh, I can't remember her first name. The gal, she's wrote a lot of books too. I believe that a lot of her theories and beliefs are based off of the same lady that you just mentioned. I can't remember her name already.
Silver Ravenwolf?
Silver Ravenwolf. Yeah. I believe a lot of her teachings come from that, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow, we must be popular.
I can't speak about that.
I could be mistaken. I just, for some reason, I want to draw that correlation. I'm not quite sure.
Hormarumi Adiola. Okay, we got another Fisher.
So I can be assured of having a negative reputation after this book comes out because Marie is considered to be so completely toxic. I mean, I've been looking around for feminist, scholarly, researching female witches who might consider endorsing my book after when it's finished, and no one will dignify me with a response.
Are you serious?
I am serious. They don't want to touch it with a barge pole.
You're experiencing reverse sexism then.
Yeah, and it's, well, not so much sexism, but they don't want to put their own reputation on the line for another woman who has been falsely discredited.
Wow, that is some messed up stuff.
How has she been falsely discredited? I'm curious. I don't know much about this gal, so I am curious.
Oh, she advocated for what's called the witchcraft, for the what's called hypothesis, where the those who were accused of witchcraft in the medieval and early modern eras were actually pagans, which scholars nowadays act as though that's the funniest thing ever, but the thing is, what they believe. The theories that they support now can still be true. All these theories can equally still be true, alongside each other. They just validating Marie's thesis does not make the others any less true. It's not a zero-sum game.
Okay.
Well, my thing is that besides your Cunninghams and your old school people, your old school practitioners, and I'm talking old school, like, 30s, 40s, and on, even maybe even earlier. Those to me are more the old ways. That's I would say traditional, and I use traditional in quotations.
Mm-hmm.
But about the craft is that, with the exception of some major guidelines and rules like harm none, that kind of thing, the read. You're really welcome to do the practice as you see fit. There's no real right or wrong way to do it.
Yeah, a lot of that doesn't really exist in traditional Wicca, and a lot of us don't really even like to use that word to describe the craft anymore, because it also has a bit of a negative connotation nowadays, because people think it's an unrealistic religion, when if you actually ask real initiates, it's one of the most human religions on earth.
It really is.
It acknowledges the good with the bad, because people have a bad day. You can hex someone. There is no threefold law in the craft. It just isn't a part of the initiatory branch of the religion.
I'll be right back, folks. My wife needs me out in the living room. I'll be right back.
No worries. Go ahead.
And yet people use it as an excuse to sort of punch down on the craft.
See, that just strikes me as odd. I can't. Oh, we got the cat on.
I have seen so much negativity towards the craft recently. It's just ridiculous. And I personally blame academics. Because they have convinced us that the origin myth of the craft is a lie, that Gerald Gardner made it all up. When if having studied his work, he never invented anything himself, and Am I too loud?
No, you're fine. You're
Okay,
actually
great.
very soft spoken.
Okay, great. Because Gerald never actually invented anything himself. You know, if anything, he handed it off to someone else. He delegated. You know. So the idea that he just sort of invented the idea of the New Force Coven is ridiculous to me. Yet we're expected to believe, based on the work of one historian, that Gardner is basically a charlatan, and he invented the idea of the New Force Coven to give his religion a greater sense of authenticity. When by because these scholars have, you know, attempted to sweep away our origin myth, it has had the effect of basically delegitimizing the craft in the eyes of a lot of new witches nowadays that want nothing to do with it, because they feel like they've been deprived of authenticity. They want something that's more robust, and so they're now attracted to what they call traditional witchcraft. And if you dare mention the dreaded W word, which is Wicca, they get extremely bitter and turned off, and
Really?
they will give you a piece of their mind.
I apologize. My wife is having technical difficulties.
No worries. Okay, Serenity Joe. Given I missed some context, but another woman that was heavily discredited was Sarah Winchester. And it was fairly recently found, I believe, how much sacred geometry and other spiritually related aspects went into the work she was doing of building her house. Now, Sarah Winchester, that sounds like something off of Supernatural, but I'm guessing it's not.
She is the heiress of the Winchester rifles.
I was about ready to say, that's part of the Winchester family.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Which I do believe that whole family is extremely, it's at least on her side, the wife's side, very in tune to the spirit world. That's why I think she built. A lot of people think she was crazy, but I think she built her house according to the way Spirit told her to.
Okay. Okay, hold on here. Sabrina Taylor, I've just started in the Akashic. Awesome. I tell you what, trip and a half.
Did I come through about what I just said?
Yeah,
I hear it.
You're
okay. I want to make sure that my phone was not working properly. It's not the great.
So will be joining us later, and Welso should be hopping on here soon. Welso is a Norse pagan, and I feel like with the way the conversation is leaning, I feel like he should be in on this too.
Well, the nice thing about paganism, to me anyway, is the fact that you don't have to necessarily believe a certain way. I know a lot of people are real stringent, and if they follow a certain teaching, like the Cunningham, anything like that, they normally try to stick to it as much as possible. But to me, limiting yourself to one thing like that, if you feel comfortable with it, awesome, great. I'm not gonna bash that. But I have a friend of mine. She put a necklace that she made, and she got every single religious symbol, protection symbol that she could get her hands on.
Nice. It reminds me of the guy from The Mummy.
Even some of the more obscure ones. And when she asked, she just wanted to cover her bases. She didn't want to limit herself. Sorry.
Metaphysics and somatic release have been my normal for years. Oh, now I keep hearing a lot about somatic yoga, somatic release. Sabrina, tell us a little bit more about that in the comments, because that's curious. Has anybody else had any experiences with somatic release?
I have. So I've, without going into detail, pretty rough childhood. And what happens is all of that, it holds in your body, which is what for me, it would cause my, my triggers. So because I could not physically release all of the traumatic events, I would think that I am over them. I would, I'd be doing great. And then all of a sudden,
Bam.
it would just hit. And it could be the smell of someone's cologne or someone walking a foot behind me or something.
Wow.
And especially with the somatic yoga, it helps your body. The way I would describe it is it's almost like walking out into the grass barefoot and grounding yourself.
Okay.
It's letting all of that trauma just release from your body. That way you can start to heal on an entirely different level.
Wow.
So, look, for those of us, I've heard the term before. I'm just not exactly familiar with it.
It is releasing and
What are we?
traumas. Okay.
Oh, is it okay? Dealing with past traumas.
Yeah.
It sounds a little bit like what we would call.
I've never heard it
work.
called a somatic. Did you say somatic?
Somatic. Yeah, in the comments here. Somatic breath work is intense and elevating.
Where does the term somatic come from? I guess I'm kind of naive when it comes to this stuff. Not really knowing a lot about it.
That one I couldn't tell you because truthfully, at the point in my life when I started doing all of that, I was in such a rough spot that when my therapist told me, why don't you give this a try? I blindly followed.
Okay.
I couldn't be happier that I did. I'm actually pretty ecstatic that I decided not to be stubborn and listened.
Conceptually, it sounds a lot like what we in the craft call shadow work.
You cut out. My connection is horrible tonight. Spell work.
Shadow work.
Oh, shadow. Okay, shadow work. The shadow self dealing with. That's funny that you bring that up because our building had somatic shadow. Okay, I see the correlation there. Our building had a unique ability to bring the shadow self up for a person if they weren't dealing with stuff, and kind of not very nicely sometimes it would shove it in their face. We had a gal that came in and she thought she was over her boyfriend. Real quick story. And she started getting pet names in his voice coming over the ITC equipment we were using.
Oh, wow.
And he was very much alive, but we were still getting his voice coming through the equipment. It was the school's way of making her deal with the breakup because she hadn't quite gotten over it yet.
Well, that would be triggering.
She still had some stuff buried that the school found and made her deal with.
I'd hex him. I'd hex him.
Oh, it's the healing practice of really feeling into your body and healing through movement. Thank you, Serenity. And Elena, somatic having to do with the body.
And the shadow part.
Sabrina Taylor, somatic comes from the word for body. Okay. So body breathing, body yoga, somatic.
Okay, that makes sense.
Well, that's pretty cool.
That is really cool.
But I do actually love that you brought up the shadow work because I've put the two together before and never actually made the connection that it's doing the same thing.
Okay. Yeah. Interesting.
And we have Welso. Hey, Welso. Oh, hang on.
Okay, is that better?
Can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
All right. You're a little bit soft, but we can hear you.
Okay, that's
Okay,
probably just through my headphones.
Okay. I don't think you've been on with Matt and Wade. So Wade, Matt, Welso, introduce yourselves. Talk a bit about yourselves.
Wade, go first.
Okay, for
Hold
the
on,
third time
hold on.
tonight.
All
Sorry,
right.
I'm not trying to be loud right now. Yet.
Yeah.
Sorry, I have 2 kittens that I have gotten in the last month, and I have them both trained in Russian.
That was fun.
Oh, that's awesome.
Serenity Joe, yeah, I feel like it's another tool to help release some of those energy blocks created through trauma. That it definitely sounds like it's Serenity, definitely. Well, so we're having comments on somatic yoga, somatic release.
So yoga itself, I'm not very knowledgeable about. However, I did see that one of the topics is Buddhist, as in, I mean, it comes from Sanskrit, which is
Akashic
where,
Records, they are the great compendium of knowledge up in the sky, in the spiritual plane, everywhere, everything, all at once. And we each have our own Akashic file for our soul.
yep, no, I definitely, when you asked me to hop on, I definitely told you to hold on for a second because I needed to Google it.
God, no, I pulled you on because Wade has been talking a lot about paganism, Wicca, things like that. And I felt with the direction the conversation was going that it would be a good one for you to be on. So,
Oh, fair enough.
also, Wade.
Actually, within the last time I was on, I actually got my kindred's bind rune tattooed on me.
Nice. Very nice, very nice.
I practice Norse paganism, and I'm the Jarl, or leader, I guess you could say, of the Shining Ram kindred. These cats are going to be the death of me, I swear.
Sabrina Taylor, the Akashic Library is astronomical in my meditations. Yeah, it's pretty vast. I've been up there, but I will tell you, man, I got a chance to look at my past lives, and that was a mind-blowing experience. That you really have to be in the right frame of mind because we're not always human, and a lot of the lifetimes it was just crazy.
Yeah, I know someone who did a past life regression, and they were a praying mantis sort of being in ET.
Yeah, I spent a few lifetimes as an insect, and I'm going to be honest, or as something not quite an insect, but it looked bigger and different and stuff. I'm going to be honest with you, man. That was wild. I was like, I was not ready for this. And they're like, well, you asked, you know? So, yeah.
See, it's actually kind of funny. Like, my girlfriend, fiance, actually technically fiance.
Nice.
Yep. We have known each other in a majority of our lives. I'm not gonna say everyone because let's just be real. There's going to be a couple here and there that we've missed, but in the majority of our lives, we have known each other, which is fantastic.
Have the cats been in there too?
Actually, I think that. Yet, you know better. We have one cat that doesn't know not to use her claws.
Yep.
And she likes climbing on the curtains.
Look at that.
If she wasn't adorable, and she's an all black cat too. If she wasn't so adorable, I swear. But no, actually, so that kitten in itself, was one of our kids actually in a past life.
Oh, neat.
I'm so glad I'm a dog person.
Cat person all the way.
I have both.
I love cats.
I actually like dogs. I'm more of a dog person. I won't get a pet right now because there's just no way I could take care of it. It would be unfair. But I do like dogs.
The first cat we got is actually my familiar.
Really?
It's kind of annoying. I'm not gonna lie. It is me in cat form, and he doesn't let us forget it.
My wife had a cat that was her familiar too.
See, I'm lucky in this life because I had a rabbit almost 10 years ago that was my familiar. and then he ended up dying, and I've been looking for him ever since, and
He
I
came
have
back.
gotten him. Yep.
Nice. Elena, mine wasn't so adorable either when I had to take him into the emergency vet at midnight a few days ago because he got into my houseplant. Yikes.
We very much make sure we watch what our houseplants are, solely because of the cats.
Hey, I'll be right back. I got a kid emergency. Talk amongst yourselves.
Fair enough.
You
Okay,
know,
so sorry I cut you guys off in introductions. These cats are wanting to play at 9:30, and they know what not to do, so they do it.
You're fine, brother.
mhm.
So I didn't get a chance to introduce myself. Wade went ahead and did it a third time, so I will go ahead and do it a second time. I'm Matt Bennett, founder of Des Moines Paranormal Activity Research Team. We've been a team now since early 2010s. Have been kind of inactive since we lost the Manila schoolhouse. I don't know how familiar you are with northwestern Iowa.
I spent a couple years up there in Anamosa.
Okay, so that's right around that area then. Yeah, so up there, Manila, right just south of Denison.
Is that the one that's like pretty much in the middle of the cornfield?
Kind of, yeah. It was a big old 3-story school building.
Yep.
Up on the hill of Manila by the water tower.
Yep.
Yeah, that was our building. We ran that for about an hour. We ran that for about a year.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
We were going to do an event where we were going to have it out at the Farrar Schoolhouse, but for some reason Will had double booked and he never does that. So it was kind of a weird thing because then scrambling to try to find a venue, we got in contact with Venture Paranormal, which Michelle Ertz and Sue Harrison founded that. And they were doing the school tours there until we came in and took over and found out that they wanted to tear down the school. And we're like, no, we can't let that happen. So we tried to restore it. We tried to get in there and do it, but community was just too much against us, and they were looking for reasons to get us out. They still have the Klondike there in town, but half the board doesn't like the paranormal stuff that they do there. So
yeah, actually, so it's funny that you said the Farrar Schoolhouse. My dad, my aunts, and my uncle ended up going there. Actually, went there like when they were kids.
Okay.
My family owns a decent amount of land out in Maxwell, so.
Okay, that's just right next door to Farrar, the old Farrar anyway.
Yep.
The Farrar really doesn't exist anymore. It's now Bondurant, but yeah. Yeah, no, that school was never even supposed to be paranormal investigated. Jackie, I don't remember her last name. She was a medium. I think she's passed now.
Jackie. Yeah, I remember her. She
was amazing. That woman had skills like almost like Kelly Steffen does. She drove past the place and realized that there was a haunting going on there or activity, and the owners, the Olivers, just happened to be there working on the building, and she's like, "Do you mind if I do some EVP work here? They think there's some spirits," and they had no idea about that kind of stuff, and so they went in and captured their first EVP there in the boys' bathroom and realized that they had a little gem there, and they've been using it for paranormal investigations ever since, even though I think they're looking to sell now. So I don't know how that's going along, but they're looking to get out from under her finally.
Sabrina Taylor, I went to school by Farrar. Oh, wow. Okay. And that's
paranormal activity at schools always fascinates me because they've had so much chaotic and emotional and even traumatic energy running through them on a daily basis. I would be surprised if they weren't.
Well, that's okay. So my team has had a lot of. We've actually done a lot of school buildings here in the state of Iowa. We're the only team to ever investigate the Lorimore Schoolhouse. It was turned into apartments down there in Lorimore, Iowa. Wow. Yeah, we had a gal that called us from there, and we went in and did her private apartment and tried to get the guy that owned the building to let us come in and investigate the place for kind of like a series. And that town is so religious; they have like 6 churches for 200 people. So
that's a lot.
Yeah. Go through Lorimore, you'll see all the damn churches, and way too many churches for as small a population as they have. Anyway, really religious. They wouldn't let us do the filming. So we kind of just went in and did our own thing, and the building is extremely active, but I don't know what it is. I think it has to do with we've kind of theorized that, especially these old consolidation schools here in Iowa, they were K through high school, right? They encompass all the grades, and so you've got pre-puberty, 3-4 years old when you're developing who you're going to be as a human mentally. Then you've got your prepubescent and your pubescent energies going through. That's really, really strong. That leaves,
oh God, so strong.
right? And you've got all these kids doing it over and over and over and over again. That leaves these imprints, and this energy, for the lack of a better term, takes on a life of its own at that point. The energy going through our schoolhouse was so strong. We had several people coming through there saying that there was a big vortex, big old vortex going through the middle of the building. So yeah, I think that's what has to do with it is all the energies, like you said, being imprinted in the building, and then they just kind of eventually take on a life of their own.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I have a quick question for you.
Go ahead.
Would I have to pay you anything to go with you and maybe try some divination of some sort?
The only thing I would say is we would need a location, and a lot of locations around here charge anymore. So if you would be willing to help with the cost of getting in somewhere, I know a lot of different people. I know people
at the shop. It's hella haunted.
I wanted to get in there and investigate it. If you would allow us to do that, Alicia, I would actually love to do that if you wouldn't mind.
The only thing I will tell you is absolutely no Ouija boards in my shop.
No, we don't use Ouija boards. The only thing I use is ITC apps and devices, the real-time communication. Some people believe that's just as dangerous a portal as a Ouija board, but
quite.
Yeah, I don't use
the only two things that I will use anymore, three technically: tarot cards, pendulums, and runes.
Yep.
I don't do Ouija boards anymore.
Yeah, no, neither do I. And the only thing, like I said, the only thing we will do technically is I really I've had good luck with Spiritus, the Spiritus app.
Okay.
Yeah, see, I haven't been able to do any actual programs or anything for them.
You got an extra $10 laying around. The one that I use, the most current one by the people, Deadwave, Spiritus, and Necrophonics were all three put out by the same makers. And all have been vetted by Aaron Thompson, the guy from Ghost Rider, who has 7 degrees, some in string theory and stuff. He's an extremely intelligent dude. He's gone through and completely made sure that all of these apps work, not just for entertainment purposes. $10 will get you the Deadwave app, and it's just as good as a communicator as a SB20, or I think they're even better because you don't have to worry about the static noise.
Nice.
That's nice. That would actually be really fantastic. That static noise just.
So that's what we use to our bodies, maybe the recorder and the ITC devices. I would like to be able to get an SLS camera eventually, but that's pretty much all you need. Maybe some REM pods.
This is Void.
But if you'd be willing, are you in Iowa? Or are you near Des Moines?
Yep, I'm actually 5 minutes away from the shop.
No.
Oh wow. Okay. Hey, yeah. Anytime Alicia's down, you swing by, get me, and we'll go do it on a night.
Frequent customer, Alicia?
What?
Frequent customer?
Maybe. Maybe. We'll see.
Who, me?
Because my girl might watch this.
I used to be a frequent customer, then I became a habit.
No, because my girl might watch this at some point.
No.
I come in when I can.
Yeah.
Honestly, I actually just started my apprenticeship officially last week. Today, I'm now an electrical apprentice, and I'm also a dad. So it's
Congratulations!
I have very little time for a whole lot of things.
Yeah, no, I know. Matt, you good? You're freezing up.
I froze up there for a minute. I'm good. We're here.
Cool.
We are here.
Now,
I would be down anytime. Anytime.
Anytime that I can actually stay awake past like 10 or 11, I'll be down. I wake up at 5 a.m.
Right on.
almost every day.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Nope. Hubby's doing the same thing right now. He got a job, so yay. This is good.
That's good.
But yeah, he's got to be into work and he's got to do a commute, but he's got to be into work at 6:30 every morning, sometimes 6. So I'm like, hoi.
Yep.
Well, hopefully that'll all change if we can get together and get this brainstorming
Most definitely.
good going like we were doing tonight. We'll talk about it later. So not after the show, but towards the end of it, if Alicia will.
And now Sabrina over here, she's saying tarot channeling. So I don't know. You may have another person wanting to join your team, Matt.
Hey, you know, one of the things I always wanted to do with the team was to teach people how to get into the field properly.
Okay.
So
actually,
I'll be there.
Oh, Sabrina, here we go. How often do you do this? Matt, that one's for you.
Me personally, I haven't done it in a long time. That was a business model of mine that I tried to get up and run, like a paranormal tour company. We would take our team. I would say we're not professionals. I hate using that word, but for the lack of a better term, someone who's more practiced and knows what the equipment is, has the knowledge to take people out that don't have the knowledge or the money or the knowledge and know how to where to pick up equipment. Teach them what to use, what works best for us. Give them some ideas.
That
teach them
actually
the
sounds
road.
more like a mentorship.
Kind of like a mentorship, yeah, but I kind of wanted to do it as a kind of like a make some. I hate saying it, but I was hoping to charge a little bit of money for the classes and the knowledge. If I could get by with it, I just never did able to get it set up and going off the ground. No one had interest, or we didn't have a location, or just I wasn't right. Yada yada yada.
Well, the other thing is, I know.
But maybe the time's right.
Matt, would you be willing to do an article a little bit about ghost hunting 101, the basics? You know.
Do that. We would have to sit down and find me a ghostwriter because I don't write very well. I write like English.
Dude,
horrible.
I can help.
If it makes you feel any better, I wrote an entire paper about like the Civil War about a chair, and I got an A+ on it. I still have no idea how, but
There we go.
I've been told that I'm a pretty good writer.
I have cleansed my house and both my neighbors' houses in the last year. I'd be interested. Okay, Sabrina's interested. And Sabrina Taylor, I do. Sabrina, give us some context on that. I do.
I actually worked for a company that was based out of Oregon while she's doing that.
Hey, Sabrina Taylor, I do marketing online too. Nice. Well, Sabrina, I'm going to want to talk to you about marketing online.
Right. I've got a couple ideas I want to throw past.
Hey, Sabrina writes. She writes too. So there we go.
What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. We wanted to do like a tour company, basically, where they would come in and get all that stuff, and then we would be able to work with the other people. Now, the company I worked for, they had a tour set up here in downtown Des Moines. It started down by the historical building, and we would go down to hold on, man, what's the name of that big that big church downtown where we used to run by the tours? Is that St. Joseph's? That big one down there with the chapel that you can see all the way from down. Okay. The big church that you guys can see all the way, it's on the northern side of downtown. It's over there by Hamilton, by the Hamilton Funeral Home. That was one of our stops. The National Republican headquarters over there was one of our stops, and that actually we did some digging on. And it used to be an old funeral home.
Oh, wow. Woof.
The one that's just over there on, what street is that on, Lynn? Is that Hall? The one that's over by the freeway. It's over there right off of Grand.
Like a
if you're going down and towards the freeway, it's a big brick building that's kind of in the ground. It's 2-story, and it looks like it's got 2 big bays that are all bricked up now. Those were the areas that the hearses would go in and out of for the bodies. but they've now turned over the National Republican headquarters. So a lot of different little places in town that you can go investigate that you don't actually have to have a lot of money.
Yeah.
So that's neat. Sorry.
Okay, Sabrina,
Oh,
like
shit.
social media manager. Well, Matt. Well,
I
Sabrina,
could use it. I don't have. Maybe we could exchange services. I could take her out to Paranormal Investigate, and she could help me learn how to use social media correctly.
Heck yeah, Sabrina, shoot the shop a message.
Yeah, we can give you my information somehow. Get a hold of us.
Okay, Elena, I would totally sign up for a tour. There we go.
I just need to get the manpower and some other things arranged, and I think I know that there's a customer base for this because we were booking tours to this company all the way up through December. People were walking in the cold.
Sabrina, I can totally do that. Yeah, just shoot the shop a message, and I will pass your info on to Matt, and then I might have some questions for you myself. All right.
Also, when she does that, you have my permission to shoot my information over to her.
Good. Okay, I've got it all on the shop phone. No worries.
That is amazing, guys. I would love to be able to get back into this somehow. I just haven't had, with my health being the way it is, and the opportunities just being kind of nil, and everything else going on in my life at the moment, it just hasn't really worked out.
Speaking of your health, how is your back and hip doing?
I was going to talk to you about that. It did great for the first 24 hours. And then just before that, I had that really short pain in my shoulder up here. 2 days ago. 2 days ago, I had a really short pain in my shoulder and my hip bone. But other than that, it's been good.
Okay. So the shoulder itself, I feel might be let me think on that real quick. Make sure I'm getting the right. Which shoulder is it?
Hot dog water. Gross.
You see it?
Is it your left one?
The left one is not as right one has been more.
Thank you, Sabrina.
Okay.
Bless you.
So the only thing I got that with potentially why your shoulder could have been bugging you is because when I kind of went in and worked on your spine some, I have a lot of shoulder pain, and I took on some of your hip pain, and you may have taken on some of my shoulder pain for a couple of days, because I know for a couple of days I was really struggling with my hips being out of whack.
Interesting.
Where'd you go, dude?
He's frozen up. It's probably the connection. Thor is supposed to join us tonight, so if he does manage to make it on, I would love to see what you and him can do together, Simone. The last time we were on, when somebody hacked my Facebook, Wade, we had to just go to YouTube, so it got a little crazy. Thor and Simone actually did some energy work on Matt remotely to help repair his back, his shoulder, and his hips. It worked. And Simone, was that the first time you've done this for anybody other than family?
Yes. And especially, or also not in person as well, because I've never worked on family without being in person with them too.
Right. But you guys did a really amazing job. I was really impressed with how well you guys worked together and how you did it. It just snapped into place remotely. That was pretty cool. So I don't know where he's at. I know he does a group every Thursday night, but yeah. Anyways. Wow, we are way off topic. Sabrina Taylor.
Is that a taco?
Okay, let's take a look.
I mean, come on, Alicia. You asked me to come on.
Well, no, I thought that you and Wade would actually have a bit to talk about together through your commonality of paganism and some of the interesting
Oh
things.
yeah, I don't
you
even think we got really on that at all.
I know we didn't. We veered off with the ghost hunting, but you guys
I mean, if it makes you feel any better, it's been a long day for me. So like, everything I've been doing since I got off of work has been like
a blur.
Bro, what are you doing? Yeah, no, they're like, bro, what are you doing? I'm like, I think I'm doing things right.
No, I get you. Okay, I am what they are calling eclectic pagan now. Wade, what does that mean for you?
Basically, it's like the Chinese menu of pagans.
Okay.
You choose something from column A, column B, and you just mash them together.
Okay. Okay.
Knock it off.
Wow.
Yeah, it's you pick and choose and figure out what works best for you instead of almost like who had the friend that had the necklace with every single
That was Matt.
Yeah. It's kind of like that. You're picking and choosing what works for you instead of following one single guideline.
I tried that for a little bit. Didn't necessarily work out for me. That's why I'm Norse.
Yeah, I kind of go back and forth because I definitely have different entities coming through sometimes that don't necessarily line up with my what I thought was my belief system, and it's on a freaking hilarious note. Loki has become my buddy.
Really?
In a really weird way to put that. But yeah, working with him has actually been, part of the reason why I work in chaos, and I work in chaos extremely well. But, and I think that might have been the reason why he started popping up towards, or when I opened myself up, he started coming through more. But it's now more organized chaos instead of I am losing my freaking mind and can't function.
Yeah, that can happen with him quite a bit. See, I view things though like I don't believe that any one pantheon is correct. I think that they are all the same. However, it's just different people's perception of them.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't necessarily, I mean, like, yes, I do follow the Norse. I call them by the Norse names. However, I do still respect all the other pantheons and all their gods and goddesses as they are. Because with different people's perceptions and the fact that there's been so many people perceiving these entities and gods and goddesses as they are, that makes them real.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't, like, I have a respect for them. I don't necessarily, like, I'm at the same time though, I'm not going to call upon them if I need something. I'm going to call upon my God.
Mm-hmm.
See, and I'm not I guess in my current stage, I am at that point where right now, if someone is coming through, there is something I need to learn from them. So that is what I am. That's what I do. I just kind of ride the wave until it's the end. And if someone else comes through, then cool, I will get to know you. If not, I get to do my own thing for a while.
Where are you up to?
Fixing some supper.
Oh, they already had supper.
Thor is on his way home. He the dinner ran really long, so he'll be on soon. But yeah,
put this thing away when you get done.
Well,
Cover it with plastic or something.
and now the cat.
So the first cat that was in my face was
what?
rude.
Was
That was my
the
familiar.
meat spicy?
It's fine.
And then the black one is void. And then this one is the one that people have seen. That's Garfy.
Nice. Wade, somebody over there asking you about dinner? Because wow, I could use some dinner right now. Pass it
Oh,
over here.
yeah, she was putting a pizza in the oven, I think.
Sabrina, what kind of Buddhism did you study? I've studied
Oh,
Zen
Sabrina's dogs are Thor and Odin. Nice.
I have an Odin.
I do too, but mine's kind of different. And it's not a dog.
Mine's a dog. It's a golden retriever.
Nice. Like I said, I really wish I could have a puppy, but there's just no way I could take care of one.
Mm.
Kid would love
Puppies
it.
are a lot of work. I mean, honestly, kittens are a lot of work too.
I'm not a cat person. Plus, I'm hyperallergic, so you know. Okay, here we go.
Probably not what you want then.
Right.
So probably Zen Buddhism is what you.
She
would have
lived in
studied.
Japan. Oh wow, interesting. Okay,
That probably would have been Zen.
cat is Loki. Oish. Well, fitting name for a cat. Hold on here.
Rune could have been named Loki, and it would have been fine. Oh, and then of course, as soon as I say his name, like he looked at me.
So for the first week that I had my, because I have a black cat, she's about to turn 2. Her name, I named her Cindy Lauper, and I just called her Cindy.
Nice.
And then I got to know her personality more and decided I was changing it to Frankenstein's wife. So she's Frankie.
No, you go. You be with your kiddo. That's fine. I just had a kiddo emergency here. We almost had a little bear streak in here. So yeah, no, we are all about family here.
Jeff,
Go hang with
this
your
is like
kid.
the first
I gotta
time I
take
haven't
yesterday
had
off
my
to take
kids
my
button
to the
in
zoo.
constantly.
No, they always want to be on camera. Mine's like, I want to be on camera. I'm like, not until you put some clothes on. He's like, well, never mind then. If I have to wear clothes, I'm
Can't
out.
get mad at that.
No, you really can't. I'm like, yeah, fair. But no.
See, and my son, much like Matt, running over through the camera without a shirt on, going like this, like freaking Zoidberg.
Yeah, I know, right? Matt is trying to get back in at the moment, so I told him we need that ratings boost with topless ghost hunting chat. I'm teasing.
I mean, hey, if it works, right?
Right? She's fine. She decided not to eat her supper, and now she wants to eat. Yeah, that's generally how it goes, right? Yeah.
That happened a couple days ago here.
And you're just like, really? Fine. Here, pizza.
It's always at bedtime too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
No,
I'm
I'm hungry
hungry now. Well, but at the same time, you know, I mean, I think we've all been there ourselves. God, I'm going to sleep. God, I'm hungry. I'm like hungry right now, you know? And then you get up and you eat something. So you can't really fault the kid for being that way.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll just leave it at that.
I remember, hold on just a second. Here we go. I have 6 kids, so she knows the game. Oh, 6 kids. Good Lord. Well, I envy you, my dear. The one I have is fixing to kill me most days. So, yeah.
I have 3. I don't know how you do that.
What?
I said, I've got 3 kids. I don't know how she deals with 6.
Hey, believe me, I'd love to have 6. Originally, I wanted
No.
12. One,
No,
I'm about to die, dude.
I have one, and like this kid will try to sit there and like get out of going to school almost every day. And like I took him to the zoo yesterday with his school, and like after the zoo, I just brought him home, and he got mad at me. I'm like, boy, you try to skip school every day. Like, why are you mad that you're not going back?
I can't fault him. It can get rough,
Mhm.
Hold on. Wait a minute, Sabrina, you have 2 grandkids? Wow. Really? That's wow. You don't look old enough to even have grandkids.
I was going to say, now I'm going to Facebook stalk a little bit.
Oh God. Hey Matt. You with
No,
us?
she doesn't look old enough to have grandkids. Like,
No.
You there?
Hey Matt. Apparently Sabrina has 6 kids and Matt's gone. Okay, Sabrina, yes. You're 40 this year. Okay, guys, I'm way behind. I'm 42.
Oh my God, I'm older than all of you.
How are you doing this, Sabrina? Good God. Okay, here we go.
I'm not saying my age. It'll make you guys feel old. I'm not about that.
Okay, we're good
Thank
with
you.
that.
You know what? Hey, I'm 49. I'm proud of it.
I'm pretty sure up until you got on, I was the baby of the group.
Sabrina, I have 19 to 3. Wow, you got started early, huh? Okay, I was not ready to have a baby around that age. I mean, I wanted one, but I wasn't. Not
How old was she when she had her baby?
what?
She was 19 when she had her first 3.
No, she was 20.
I was 21 when I had my first one.
I was not ready at all.
Well, all of our kids were not planned. They're not mistakes. That they weren't planned. They were all birth control babies. Every single one of them.
My 3 were too.
Matthew was an IUD baby. There you go.
I am a stepdaddy.
You were a birth control baby. That's what you were.
You're telling your child, it's like, yeah, we did not plan this
Pretty.
at all.
I love that you can actually get pictures of the stars.
I turned my exposure all the way on.
Nice. That's a good picture of the willow tree out back too.
Yeah.
BC babies. Oh
Yep.
my God, you were on control. Hello, my dear. Oh damn. Okay, she was on.
This took a left turn real quick.
Yeah, right. No, the topics always veer wildly. You guys know that. Wade, if you didn't know that, I'm sorry. Here we go. We're just gonna go all over the place.
She want me to get back in here for the shirtless ratings. So I personally think I'm scaring more viewers away than I'm helping. But that's just me.
You know what? I'll
Make it
send you that
rain, make it
fishnet
rain.
shirt with the glitter.
I'm not gonna lie though, I only have about another 10 minutes on here before I'm going to bed.
No worries.
Mhm.
I have a friend named Campbell.
I
Hey,
need sleep I need sleep tomorrow because I got asked to work 212 this weekend.
I do not have a physical shop, but I do have an Etsy account and I try to hit up as many vendors as I can.
and now will you be at the June fair at the shop, Des Moines New Age shop?
The 8th, correct?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, and she will be at Des Moines New Age shop on the 8th. So, yo.
You guys doing a fair on the 8th?
We always do a monthly, babe. And yep, we are.
I didn't know that. I didn't know you guys always did a monthly.
Hold on. Why is this the first time I'm hearing of it?
Okay, no, guys, I have always told you we do monthly fairs. The only time I skip the monthly fairs are when I have the large fairs out at the fairgrounds. And this year, everything got paused because of Dennis's car accident, not his fault, and his subsequent trips back and forth to the hospital because of the injuries that we thought were fine. And then he goes in and they're like, haha, you're not fine. And he's like, but, so yeah.
Oh, well, those are legitimate reasons. Hey, babies.
So yeah, we always
is
have a
rude.
monthly fair at the shop, and basically it's a
Aw,
lot of community
It's a
outreach.
baby
so
JJ.
cute.
Yep.
So I can't see the gentleman, the gentleman with the cats on his lap. What was your name again, bud?
Well,
Wilson.
Like Kelso with the W.
Okay. I gotcha. All right. If you would like to get my information from Alicia as well, she can provide my information to you as far as getting together and doing this investigation at the shop whenever she wants to get her done.
let's do
Most
it.
definitely.
Hell,
Right
we could
now-
It would have to be a weekend that is not this weekend.
Well,
okay.
obviously, I was gonna say, let me get my basement dried out from all the rain. We had some water in the basement, so I've got the fans going and everything like that. Because I don't want you guys down there doing the slip and slide. And by the way, I am having electrical issues in the basement, so you guys are gonna want to bring your own lamps. It's gonna add to the creepy factor.
What do you need done? Is it water damage?
I am not sure. So, and to be fair with you, also, I appreciate it, but the problem is, it's not my building. I can't touch anything.
Oh,
If it makes you feel any better, I can't even do anything at my own place. I can't do anything here because my landlord is like, I don't know you well enough, and I'm like, that's a fair statement. I can't get mad at that.
All right.
I was like, I can call somebody for you, like, as in like I would call my foreman and he would come here and watch me do what I'm doing.
Yeah. I feel like you all need to get yourselves out to the masses here in Iowa more. It would be amazing to be around more like-minded people. Sabrina, you are spot on. That's what I try and do every single day. But here we go. Hold on. And Thor. Boop. Hey, Thor. Sup?
Privyet.
Can you hear us?
Come on, you guys know enough Russian to know that Privyet is hi.
No.
Okay, well you do now.
Okay. Cool. I was like, oh my God.
By the way, this is his favorite spot, is my lap.
Yeah.
That's
cool.
Okay, we're going back up here.
I miss my dogs.
Thor, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can turn it up.
Okay.
There you go.
And yes, Sabrina is absolutely right. Let's get ourselves out to more people in Iowa.
Freezing.
I got your blanket.
Do you want me to show?
Sabrina Taylor says, hello, Thor.
That is.
She's got me.
Do you want me to show her to everybody?
Okay.
Interesting conversations at dinner.
Nice. Well, good. I'm glad. it was happy. Well, interesting, happy, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, Thor, introduce yourself to everybody.
Child, stop.
Oh my God. That is so sweet.
So my name is Thor, or I do go by Cass. I am
Thank you.
a mystic researcher that has been asked to come on here a couple times. And the most recent thing that people, like I recently came out to everyone, I am a energy vampire.
But not just an energy vampire, not technically, not with what you and Simone did. You're actually able to use the energy that you're feeding on to heal.
Yeah, I'm focusing on the positive aspects of what happens to me.
I was going to say, yeah, Matt's been winking in and out all night. I don't know. He's running around without a shirt on. He's talking about ghost hunting. We're not even sure what's going on the cast anymore.
Has he talked about how he's doing since last time?
Yes, he did a little bit, which is why I was glad to have both you and Simone on at the same time again. Hold on. Projector, maybe. Yeah, actually, energy projector, energy manipulator, I would say, to go along with the psychic vampire, energy vampire. Because with what you guys did, that was pretty awesome. Thor, Simone, would you like to describe it maybe a little bit for Wade and Welso? While I go see what's going on with Matt? Hang on.
To make it a little easier on Simone, I'll start.
Thank you.
I was here when you said that you were an energy vampire.
Yes, but last week for Matt, he's been having troubles with his back and everything, and we did kind of like a scan and found that like parts of the spine, like almost like the idea of the spine was like cracked and like fit like spider line fissures. It feels like, and we were working on like trying to like help patch that up and make it feel better. And there was something at the base of it that like I had pulled out and was able to feed off some of it. but not all of it, and we tried to do what we can with it. It's hard to describe.
Yeah, so this is where you said Cass, right?
Yeah.
I want to make sure I'm being
I
respectful
appreciate
here.
that. I still do go by Thor. A lot of people know me as it, so it still is my name, and it's going to be my first name once I get my name changed.
Okay. So when Cass was going in there, I can kind of sort of see what I'm doing, but when they actually verbally said what it was is when it came in clear for me, and then I could go in and do my thing where which was just those cracks in the spine. I would stitch them up, and then almost, I don't know how to describe it outside of adding like a layer of heat to almost
Fuse it. Yeah.
yeah, so it's like solidifying what I had did or done. I can't talk.
Yeah, because I was pretty shocked because like I had seen that, but then I started working on that like ball of something at the base of the spine, and like while you were working on that, and when I looked back up, and it was like all of a sudden so much better than it was before, and I was like, amazing work.
Sabrina Taylor, do you work with energy threads, Willow?
I have no idea what I can and can't do at the current moment. I am still learning all of
Same.
this. So that's, I don't really have a name or know what it is. I just know that this is some healing work that I've been able to do with my family. I tried doing it with someone who I've only ever met online, and it worked out for the better. What's up, baby? Can you go close it for
I'm
me?
enjoying the distortions of the hieroglyphics from your glasses, Alicia.
Oh my gosh. It's been a long couple of weeks. I've had next to no sleep, so my eyes are done. They're like somebody sprayed salt in them or something.
My brain is done, if that makes you feel any better.
It does. Thank you, Melissa.
We're at the end of our project, and we still work 10-hour days.
Yeah. No, that's rough, dude. Oop, hold on. Nice. Do you see it or feel it, Simone?
It's more of a feeling than anything. Oh, geez, my kid just turned on the light.
I know, right? It's like, hey.
That would explain why you were able to like get a better hold of it after. Because for me, it's not so much a feeling; it's a seeing.
Right. Sorry, I'm like trying to use my head to block the freaking light.
I appreciate that.
Forgetting that on screen, I gotta go the opposite direction of what I'm thinking.
But it does give you a nice divine halo.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice glow. Good glow.
But yeah, so for me, it's a feeling. But when working with Cass, I was able to see it after they were able to be more specific about what it was.
I was gonna say, you guys plugged right into each other, and it just worked like the hand.
Yeah, because the way I look at it is I visualize, but at the same time, I'm kind of feeling it to like almost like I'm putting some energy onto it to make it glow to me, so I can see it. Okay. So maybe that's something that you saw afterwards.
It could have definitely been, because when I saw it, it was almost like that iridescent is what I saw.
So okay,
almost like an orangish.
When I do aura reading, like it's partially like a feeling and partially see, like because I have to. I mean, clearly I have to go into a higher realm to be able to see auras because we don't really have them readily available to see in this materialistic realm, you know. So it's kind of weird because it's like I have to feel, but then I have to see, and and that's how I do those. So I kind of understand where you're coming with for doing healing on it on that level.
It sounds almost. Do you mind, Thor, if I just keep calling you Thor because I'm really used to it?
You know
Okay.
me as Thor. That's
Okay.
why I say I'm still using it.
It sounds almost like you either acted like putting a glow stick fluid on it or a flashlight.
Yeah, it's more like I'm like painting over like the it's like luminol.
Okay.
Like putting luminol trying to find blood in a room.
Okay.
And for those that don't know what luminol is what they use in crime scenes to test to see if there's been blood on a substance, because when it's put onto an object, it will glow
under a black light.
But better with a black light. So like even if you put luminol on blood or other bodily fluid, of course, without a black light, it will have a slight glow to it if you look close.
Which is why you never want to take a black light into a hotel, motel, or daycare.
Yeah.
Sabrina Taylor. Okay, sounds like the energy layers. And then I love this collaborating energy work. Sabrina, it is something to see. By the way, guys, Matt is having a lot of trouble getting back on. So I'm having him light up some Palo Santo and kind of clear his energy because I felt it getting heavier through the vid.
That's a good idea. I have some oud burning right now.
Yep. So wait, what are you burning?
Oud.
Oh, oud. I thought you said oot. I'm like, I am not familiar with oot. What is
I thought you said food, and I thought you said food. And then I said you should probably go check on that really quick.
Wade, what did you just say?
I said I have never heard of oud.
No. Oh wow, it's amazing stuff. Wade, are you anywhere near Des Moines?
About 45 minutes.
Darn it, I was going to say, if you want to come in, I will give you a free stick of oud incense to try at home. But that's a long drive for a free stick of incense.
Yeah.
I just went complete Doctor Who with that.
I know.
I mean, that's what I did too when Nicole first said oud, and I was like,
oud.
It sounds fleshy.
Now, how do you spell that?
I will be right back.
OUDH?
Okay. I know what that is now. I've never actually smelled it before.
Really? It's really amazing.
Not quite warm, but it'll work.
I've been trying to find a fragrance oil that smells like that so I can add it to my formula for cedar oil.
You know, oud is actually kind of like, it smells similar to like between like a sandalwood and a Palo Santo.
Ooh.
At least to me.
It does sound like it smells good. But I know that the real stuff is like worth more than gold.
Sabrina Taylor for Wade. East or west, Wade? I'm guessing.
I am west of Des Moines.
Hoovian all the way. Thank you, Sabrina. Well done. And Nicole. Antoinette loves it. Yeah. Antoinette loves her oud. She loves oud oil, incense, all of it. Whenever I get stuff in, I always set aside some just for her.
I wonder if that is something that I could potentially make an intention candle with.
Yes.
Oh.
I will have to look into that.
Yeah, if anyone knows where Stewart is, I'm like just west of that.
I know the name.
Mm-hmm. Right off the highway.
Oh, I know where that is.
That's about 20 minutes away from me.
What?
I said that's about 25-ish minutes away from me.
It feels like I've done a fair near Stewart. I've done small fairs and county fairs and stuff all over Iowa way before I had the shop, and it feels like I've done a fair over there, but I can't be completely sure. Okay. I really should have kept better track when I was doing that.
Yeah, the raceway's in Stewart.
Say again?
The raceway is in Stewart.
Okay. That sounds really familiar. Sabrina Taylor, I know where that is. The raceway's. Yep. Okay. Serenity Joe, I'm grateful to be a part of the listening and learning to the great work you all are doing. Thank you for giving your time and energy. Wow. Thank you, Serenity, for watching. You guys make it worth it. You always do.
Thank you. On that note, too, I'm exhausted. I'm gonna go to bed, and I'm gonna try to get this cat to calm down because the last probably 20 minutes, this cat has not left me alone.
Okay.
Like, I even just went to the bathroom, and he just sat outside waiting for me to come out.
Oh, okay. Yep.
May
Yep.
the odds be ever in your favor
Yeah.
with that one.
He has been mad that I'm on here. I can feel it.
I was surprised that you guys were still on that because I was like, man, I am so late.
No worries, man.
It's about 11:30 when everybody hops. Ow! You have claws. You don't need to use them.
Sabrina, I'm going to put a kid to bed. I'll be back if you guys are still on. All right. Well, awesome, Sabrina.
All right. Well, I am hopping off now.
Okay.
Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, absolutely. So thanks for coming on such short notice.
Good night.
Sleep tight when you guys do. Gods be with you.
You as well, hon.
Peace.
Thanks. All right, Matt's still trying to get back in.
Okay.
Elena, going to head to bed as well. Have a lovely night. Oh, well, thanks, Elena. You too. Hon.
I actually think I might need to get off as well because I've got the show I'm trying to get ready for this weekend. And
Oh, that's fair.
absolutely.
I am not, I mean, I'm excited for it, but at the same time, I'm not looking forward to the 6 a.m. all the way through 10 p.m. event.
But you know
I
what?
get it. I work 6 a.m. Saturday to 6 a.m. To 8 a.m. Monday. So
Oh,
that's
no.
my normal weeks.
No.
I have
I
a
can do
48
10,
hour shift.
12-hour shifts fine, but I don't know how you do that.
It works for me.
That's
I hear background.
hi, buddy. Yes. Sorry, my dog is also telling me it is time to get off because he wants attention.
Oh, I get that.
My dog used to tell us when it's time to go to bed.
Mm-hmm. He does that too. It's probably what he's trying to tell me.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see
All
here.
right. I apologize, and I will catch you all next
The
time.
Illuminati.
Hey,
Bye.
good luck for your show.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm seeing the smoke in my camera.
Bye.
Night, Smooth.
Night.
And I just now realized that I've been pronouncing ood wrong the entire time. I've been pronouncing it ode or out or something.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
Mhm.
Yeah, the way it's
It is-
spelled.
Yeah.
The way it's spelled is kind of odd. So,
Mhm.
okay.
Yeah, I've been burning a lot of pine incense because of nostalgia. Missing
Mm.
Idaho.
I get that.
I am trying to find an incense and an oil that smells like real lilacs, and I'm having a tough time finding any.
Oh, right. Lilac is hard. You really
Yeah.
have to get it fresh pressed.
Mhm. That
Wow.
always reminds me of home.
I've ran into a couple of different fragrance oils of lilac that smell pretty good, and they smell pretty close, but
Mhm.
it is a rough one. Then let me see here. Yes, I do have some lilac, but it's not resaleable. It's actually the price I paid for the fragrance oil, which probably has like a tiny drop of lilac essential oil in it. It's not resaleable. So I was going to throw it in a couple of different candles and stuff like that. But yeah, I would love to get my hands on some actual lilac essential oil. Well, good quality stuff, not the stuff they sell. Stuff that's kind of weird.
I have some weird friends.
Yes, you do.
Not this group.
Oh, dang. Well, it keeps life interesting, right?
Oh, yeah.
God, I get so much flack from some people because I actively choose to use some fragrance oils in my incenses. I would love to find some rain scented oil, some
Oh, like
grass scented oil, and some sweet corn scented oil, so I can mix them all together in an incense for midsummer.
That would be interesting.
Hmm.
See, I really need some pine essential oil because we're going to use it in therapy for like a trigger for like safety.
Mm.
I've got plenty of pine essential oil at the shop, and it's good quality stuff.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it smells really well. It actually smells like pine when you get a whiff of it.
That's what I need. Yeah.
So, yep. A lot of people use it in protectionary stuff, different stuff like that.
Yeah.
I know it's got healing properties, different medicinal properties. I just don't know what they are off the top of my head.
For me, it's more just pine reminds me of Idaho. So
We got plenty of pine. I actually used to do bundled pine for saging.
sorry, it's my boyfriend.
Aw. How's he doing?
He's doing pretty good. He has his like hard days just like anyone else, but
Yeah, I get that. Matthew, you have returned.
I can't stay very long, but I can stay for a little bit.
Okay. Awesome.
Do.
So Simone and Welso were off to bed. They have early days, and Thor and Wade are still with us. And that looks like you're messing with a turtle strap or something. I have no clue. Anyway.
oh wait, are we showing off tattoos?
There we go. All right, Thor, show them off. Wade, if you got any.
I don't.
So, oh, well, darn. Okay.
So I realized recently that every single one of my tattoos is on my right hand side of my body. I have nothing on my left, and I'm like, I need to fix that.
Yeah, that's very unbalanced.
Yeah.
Well, actually, if you're doing energy work, are you right or left-handed, Thor?
I'm right-handed.
I wonder if that might have something to do with it.
It's possible.
Because I have no, and now Wade, I don't know about you, but I've noticed that my right side, when I get physically injured, there for the longest time, it was always on my left side. I'm incredibly right hand dominant, but every time I would get an injury, it would be left side. So I wonder if that might have something to do with the alignment of Thor's tattoos.
I don't know. I think it's more preference. Oh, sorry.
Oh, I was just going to comment that I've noticed that ever since I started, playing the piano back in college, I've become much not quite. I've become a little more ambidextrous with my hands. I'm not quite so right hand dominated.
I'm more ambidextrous with my scars.
Oh, jeez. Hold on. The left I've heard is the more feminine side, and the right side is the more masculine side. So maybe that could be an aspect too.
Yeah, that wouldn't make sense for the tattoo I just got. I just got the triple goddess moons on my right side, my right knee. So.
Oh, neat. I was thinking of getting the triple moon on one of my hands.
See, I was considering it, but I already have a plan for the triple goddess over here. It's like going to be the blessing of the water by the goddess, whole symbolism. But now also I have a ton of ideas.
This is my very first tattoo, my only tattoo I've ever gotten so far. I got it about last year. It's Infinite Faith. I don't know if you can see the word there or not. It's got the 3 stars and Infinite Faith.
Oh, nice.
See, I just have Mjolnir, Yggdrasil, Odin's Eye, and Hugin and Moonin.
God, Mjolnir has become so iconic nowadays that whenever someone wears them, you have no idea if they're pagan or not.
Oh, I know, right?
Yeah,
everyone is like, "Oh, nice Thor's hammer." And it's like, yeah, it is, but you probably don't know why I'm wearing it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
And then like the triple goddess.
Matt, you cool over there? You good?
yeah, my phone is just died. Hello?
I'm
We
here.
hear
I'm
you.
dying. My phone is shutting down. I'm trying to get it plugged.
Do we need to send
Having a
help?
rough time.
Just a little bit. Matt's been having a day today. He's been having a rough day.
And Mercury isn't even in retrograde.
Yeah.
Pluto is though.
Oh, damn.
And we're still
And-
feeling the waves of the eclipse energy. That's going to be for 6 months after the
And
eclipse.
tonight's the full moon, so
Yeah. Yeah.
And I had
It's a
so
little
much promise for Pluto being in Aquarius.
oh, I should have remembered and made more moon water. Dang it.
Made more what?
Moon water.
Ah.
I still have my old moon water and it's getting a little yellow.
Gamey.
Hmm.
A little gamey there.
Have you ever thought of brewing a different potion for each full moon?
Oh.
Yes, but that would be so much effort.
It would. But yeah, you have to have a passion for potions, which I happen to do. So,
That's fair.
so not everyone is that gung ho about it.
See, for me, the moon water is more just for like essentially essence of goddess to ask like for the water aspect for doing rituals.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I like to have them on my altar because it I view the altar as a microcosm.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Although I will tell you, Wade, the next time you're on, whenever you're able to come on with us, I am going to put on there he has a passion for potions. Just because that's so much fun to say.
It is kind
Which is true.
So I think poor Matt is done.
Mm-hmm.
So Thor, I'm going to ask you something, and you know me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know it's coming. You're just like, yeah, oh, yeah. Can you actually reach out and check on Matt, check on his back?
I can try. Without a visual component, that might be interesting.
Follow the line of his energy.
It's a little harder, but it is there. He's moving a lot.
Mm-hmm.
What is he doing?
Running
Or do
around
you even want to
shirtless,
know?
about what? Running around shirtless thinking about ghost hunting. And possibly dinner.
It looks like he's able to move his back a tiny bit more, so that's nice. Like he's curving it a bit, like when he's like leaning over. Is he grabbing stuff? What is he doing?
Possibly dinner.
And okay, now I lost him.
Okay.
I don't know what he's doing, but he's moving.
He's like, wee!
Yeah, it's like an ADHD, like almost like cleaning binge. It feels like.
No, that's Matt. Yeah. He can be kind of, if he is not on pain meds, he is very, so yeah.
Well, yeah, like from what I could see, I couldn't really get kind of like close enough to see like a close up of his spine that we worked on, but I could see just the overall. He was moving and bending more than he was last time.
He said it was about 24 hours. From what I recall, he said it was about 24 hours, and then he started to feel hip pain and everything like that again. But considering how bad it's been for so long, like a
chiropractor,
yeah, correlated the chiropractor. So basically, just more frequent work, more frequent in-depth energy work.
Which means more feeding for me.
Hey, that works, right?
It's morality.
Well, but he's okay with it. And this is really under the guise of experiments to see exactly what you can do
Mm.
with everything. Oh, and Wade is interested.
As long as he's consenting.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Matt's fully
Well-
down with it.
I mean, also like because it would be too much feeding from one person. So I normally like lately, even today, I went to the mall and I grab off excess.
Mhm.
And it's not exactly enough, but it's still it helps.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why like it's difficult when my boyfriend's not in a like great mood, so I can't like feed off him because that's where I get the best feed right now because I do best with the sensual touch feed.
Okay.
Mhm.
Interesting. Now, I'm just going to ask, throwing this out there, have you ever been able to alter his mood?
Yes.
Okay. Just
Yes.
not anything super overt, but, just kind of steer it back. Without words, without deeds, but actually just energetically shift it.
Yeah. We have also accidentally done energy play.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about that if you don't mind.
Without going too explicit,
Hmm.
I essentially made his crescendo more electric
Okay.
by pouring energy into stimulating areas.
Okay. Awesome. Sabrina.
Sounds
She's
like a fun
back.
time.
Welcome back. Yeah, he keeps asking, like, he's like, can we do that again soon? I'm like,
When are you going to be in a better mood?
you know,
Nice. Okay.
actually, I should text him.
You got to bring the proper offering to this temple if you want access.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Well. Wade, have you ever tried energy work yourself? Had experiences with it? If so,
Well, most of what I do involves energy of one form or another, whether it's charging herbs for a spell or brewing a potion or any sort of spell work involves energy work in one form or another. It just depends on how you define it and the mechanism that you use to work with it, because there are 8 paths of power. But one of the easiest ways I use is just getting into an alpha state of consciousness.
tell me a little bit about that for our viewers.
Well, it's sort of like a light meditative state.
Okay.
I mean, you can do like a sort of a meditation to get there, but you can basically do the same thing just by closing your eyes for about 6
Yeah,
to 12
it's like
seconds.
a mild trance. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I do when it's crying as well. So I get it.
So now talk to me a little bit about pouring energy into herbs for spells and potions and things like that. What is your process? How do you do it? If you don't mind.
Oh, I don't mind. I'm just a little
Tired?
no, a little irpy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm drinking a lot of soda. So let's see. What I tend to do is I would just hold the herb in my hand and I will visualize the aura of the herb mingling with my own aura, and then I will project almost as if it's almost as if our auras are a TV screen or or a movie screen. What it is I want that herb to specifically do. Then I will do that to the other herbs. Each herb has a different component, but once I combine them, I catalyze them with the overall intent so that they're working in harmony with each other and that they're working as a whole rather than as sort of different intents. So they're what I mean. So they're working together. So they're moving toward the same goal.
Collaborative.
Mhm.
Nifty. Okay.
Yeah. For example, my protection potion has frankincense to neutralize, benzoin in it, which banishes spirits, myrrh resin, which has a binding or restrictive effect, and clove buds to seal passages and energetic doorways and openings and egresses.
You hopping
And
in?
then I just give them I just give them a generic I catalyze my intent by just charging them for protection.
Okay. Nifty.
I might have to try that sometime. Experiment with it.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I say, Wade, I love having you on because you've always got so much experience.
Mm-hmm.
But I got to figure out what questions to ask to pull it out. Oh,
Whereas with me, you just have to get me started talking, and then it starts rolling.
I know. That's so much easier. I'm not a huge talker. So, I am going to let you guys take the conversation over and wind it any which way you want. That's perfectly fine by me. I'm not going to be able to be on here much longer because I got my kid in the bath and I don't like leaving him too long in there. He's pretty good. He's pretty self-sufficient, but
How's he been doing?
Actually, he's doing not too bad. He's still slightly allergic to sleep, but yeah, it's been a lot of short nights. And he's just kind of over there looking at me like, Mom, you okay? I'm like, no, please sleep for the love of God and all that is holy child.
I had way too much sun today.
Oh, are you starting to feel itchy and burny and yucky?
Yeah, with the allergy and everything, it's not fun. I was starting to get the little pin dots earlier, and luckily it goes away relatively quickly, unless I get to the full blister stage.
Like, one and only time I've ever seen anybody turn red like a tomato with just like a little bit of sun, and I'm talking, they weren't out in it for very long. My friend Hannah, she's since changed her name, but at the time her name was Hannah, and she was out helping me at a vending / body painting event. It was at a Pagan Pride. I don't know if Wade, did you ever go to those? Do you remember those?
No. Mm-mm.
And she came out to help me, and she told me, she's like, no, Alicia, I can't handle the sun. I'm like, well, it's not gonna be that bad. Sit under a tree, you'll be fine. She's like, okay.
Yeah, my mom tried that, and she just got red as a lobster.
She brought a parasol. She brought sunscreen. Literally, I did an octopus on her, a blue octopus. When she washed it off, she showed me. The paint was the only light color on her. She was completely red.
Oh.
Why didn't you tell me it was this bad? And she's like, well, I really wanted to come. And I'm like, you should have told me it was this bad. I would have thrown like a blanket over you or something. But,
So with me, it actually doesn't really turn like red, like an actual sunburn. I just start at first to get like these little like red spots everywhere, and then it starts to become blisters.
Jesus.
It's a literal allergy.
You literally are a vampire. Well done, man.
I know. This was before I figured everything out, though.
So my question is, can you still see yourself in mirrors?
Yeah.
I'm teasing.
How would I do my makeup otherwise?
Well,
God, I bet your gym teacher must have just loved you.
See, so this really actually, I haven't had it my whole life. It started about, I was like 23, 24. And it was like, I think what kind of activated it is I got like a really, really bad sunburn one time, and then it was after that it started happening.
Hmm.
I had gotten 3rd-degree burns on my shoulders. They had
Ooh.
to use
Ah.
this like silver paste and everything. I had boils about that tall.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah, it was not
God,
fun.
that just sounds so painful. Being
No.
a junior, I empathize with my whole heart.
I have a lot of Irish in me, yeah. Yeah, it was not fun. And then like I started like because I would drive with my hand out my window, and all of a sudden I would come back and be like, why is there red spots all over my arm? And finally we started figuring out what was going on. And like after I started getting some blisters after some really intense days, I was like, okay. I went and talked to a doctor and got actually diagnosed and everything.
now what is it called? The
Photosensitivity.
Say again.
Photosensitivity is
Okay.
the clinical
Oh.
name. But that can apply to actually a number of things. Some people are photosensitive from medicines, and so even fluorescent lights can hurt them. But it literally is just sun allergy. I'm allergic to the sun. We don't know if it's UV or if it's something else with the sun.
Hmm.
Although, since understanding that I'm a vamp and everything, it actually makes more sense now because because people like passively feed off all kinds of energy. But vamps tend to have some type of energy that they can't feed from or even actively hurts them. Like some can't like feed off of like trees and stuff like that, which I can. It's not great. It's kind of like a salad. It's light.
It's gonna sound like a salad.
It really is. It's kind of weird. Like so it's enjoyable, but not filling. But I found that I can't feed off of anything like heat from a flame or sun. Like sun, it just hurts.
Right. Mhm.
Yeah.
I know certain essential oils make a person more sensitive to light too if they intake too much.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of citrus oils.
Some
A majority
herbs,
of
pink ones
photosensitivity is medically induced due to its side effects from medicine. But I was on nothing at the time.
So out of curiosity, I mean, do you take vitamin D supplements and
Yes.
stuff like that?
Every day.
And you're fine with those?
Yep.
Everything's good? Oh, okay. Neat.
Yeah, and I've been tempted to test UV light. Like actually this bottle has a little UV light on it to sanitize. But at the same time it hurts. I don't want to try.
Yeah. Simone.
This
she
color
likes your
was
hair.
an accident.
Yeah, but it's pretty.
I've grown to like it. It was meant to be like a purple closer to my nail, but the color additive that went into it came out really red, and I'm like, I'll give it a shot. And
Well, no, it does a graduated fade to pink. I like that.
yeah, it's oh wow, it really has.
Now, my question is, have you tried the hair clip-in extension so you could have like purple through it and then just unclip it?
I might try that. That'll be interesting.
Okay. That's my youngest baby, but I do love your hair too.
Thank you. But yeah, everyone has like most vamps have their like preferred feeding method and things they can't feed from. And it's one of the reasons why we have to feed is like we can't pull in like most people do. We either have a leak or a higher energy metabolism. I think for me, I have the higher energy metabolism because I'm combating my fibromyalgia.
I was gonna say, yeah. Most energy vamps that I run into, they're a lot of them are unconscious, but a lot of them are not.
Yeah.
And it's because they're sick. There's something going massively wrong with their body that they can't make right.
Yeah.
You know? And then boom, all of a sudden, everybody is a Slurpee.
No,
Hey guys, I am gonna have to take off. I'm
Fading.
yeah, I'm both a little tired, but I also have Meniere's disease, and that can kind of affect things too. If you don't know what that is, I suggest you Google it. It's
It's an inner ear thing, right?
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well,
It can cause vertigo and a whole bunch of other
oh, I
not
hate
too pleasant
vertigo.
things.
No,
Mhm.
hop off.
get rid of car sickness.
So, thanks guys, and I will see you
Which one
later.
was he?
Come on.
Mhm.
Good night, Wade.
See ya.
See you. Oh, poor guy. Man, that is no fun.
Yeah, I car sickness is bad enough.
Let's see. Let's do that. There we go.
Yeah, I figured it would probably kind of like this. I'd join and then everyone's leaving or it's already done. I was really late.
No worries, man. Hey, I appreciate you coming on. Take care, Wade. Yep. So, yeah, this show veered wildly off course. It veered all over the map. You would have had some fun with it. You're just been like, okay, well then.
I mean, that's kind of how the topics at dinner went.
Okay.
It was, yeah, there was some weird conversations, but they were kind of fun.
That will just, you know what? I'm just gonna chalk it up to the full moon.
Exactly, right?
It's the full moon, man.
I mean, I have my online friends are also in a weird conversation that they're arguing about.
Sabrina, is this normal then? Yes. Yes, it is normal.
That's part of the fun of it, especially with people watching. Like they can ask questions, and that can lead to some interesting things.
Actually, yes. The questions and the comments, they really a lot of times they'll drive the show.
Yeah.
So,
And it's because it's whatever's needed.
oh, Sabrina, awesome.
Yeah.
Some topics will last for a bit. Yeah, sometimes they do. Sometimes they do.
Like the fact that I'm a reoccurring secondary topic.
Yup. Rick, well, this time you were reoccurring, what is it? Third area? How do you say that?
Tertiary.
Tertiary. Okay. Yes, because I wanted to do the talk on the Akashic Records, which really tonight the topic just dropped. There was just no weight to carry it, and it didn't,
I wouldn't have had it really much to go for either because I know almost nothing on it.
And I'm actually doing an article on it. I'm basically dusting off an old article that was in progress because I think there needs to be a little bit more conversation on it. But then I also wanted to discuss the stuff that has been going on at the shop lately. And that was the fact that a lot of people don't know that paintings, pictures, automatic painting, drawing, artwork can be a gateway/portal for entities.
Yeah.
Even the pictures on your phone.
Yeah.
So
Dennis is really having fun trying with that.
what's going on? Oh yeah, that's true. That is true. Hold on. Who is your favorite Akashic Records artist? I'm lost, baby.
He's attributing Akashic Records to music.
No, I know, but it's there's no record label like that. Although it would be really cool if there was.
It would be kind of a cool one, yeah.
Okay.
But yeah.
That's going to be a story. All right. Entity issues pops up a lot. Yes, it does.
Yeah. And it makes sense because just like the Akashic Records, the being a vamp is another thing that is not conversed about enough.
No.
Or even brought even somewhat positive like I'm trying to do.
And that's part of the reason why I've been pulling you on, because I want you to talk about it. The other thing I wanted to talk to you a little bit about right now, of course, I'm going to put you on the spot in front of everybody, but I was wondering if you would sit down with me for an interview on the positive attributes and some of the negative to psychic vampirism, number one. And then number two, I was wondering if you would be willing to write a little bit of an article about it. Or if you want, I can help you write one.
I was going to say, I'm not much of a writer.
Really? That surprises me.
I
Most Cancerians have a distinctive literary pen.
Right? I have the, like, I could dictate probably, but writing is just too
Focused?
kind of because my ADHD, but also like painful
Really?
because my carpal tunnel.
Oh, okay. Never mind. All right. I was going to say, I can do with you what I do with my dad. And what that is I ask him questions, write down his response, and then I kind of just poke at the different questions. I'm like, now, what about this? Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, like the whole interview process would be perfect because answering questions is like I'm best at.
Okay. All right. Well, then I would love to sit down and do that with you. Get something in writing for people to go back to and go, oh, hey, this, because I know there are a lot of psychic vampires out there that don't mean to be.
Yeah, and it's just like and Bellinger, how they have their the codex, and I'm still going through that myself. So I wouldn't say that I'm like an expert or anything like this. I'm actually still a fledgling at this.
Okay. Thor, I gotta go. I got a kid emergency. All right.
Have a wonderful night, everyone.
Thanks for coming on. Thanks for showing up. Mwah! Love you all. Peace. Oh, Thor, real quick. Cryptides next week? Yes, no.
What?
Cryptides next week? Yes, no.
Cryptids?
Yeah, cryptids.
Oh, fuck yeah.
All right, cool. Bye.
Just don't get me talking about Wendigo. I won't stop.
Okay, cool. Bye. And then what we are going to do here is do our outro. Mwah! I love you all. Thanks for tuning in. And outro.